What's up, everybody? Welcome back to OnlyFarts. I am your host, Brad Stoll. Thank you for coming back, as always. Little plugs off top, as we always do. If you like me, because I know you do, follow me at DamnItBrad on Instagram, at Chef Asshole. And if you want to join the TikTok army, as they say, do they say that? They should. At Damn_Brad. Can't forget that underscore. Yeah. Okay. Can I start off with a little bit of a... Yeah, you heard that beautifully, because I just cracked open a nice seltzer. This one is Aha. Like, Aha. It's called seltzer, not a White Claw. This one has caffeine in it, if you can see it. If you can't, it's a green tea citrus seltzer. It tastes like a Sprite, dude. It tastes like a fucking Sprite, because deep down, I'm an addict, and I would kill for a Diet Coke. For years, I've been craving a Diet Coke, but I don't drink it. I'll tell you what, doll, I don't drink it. All my people in Long Island, they're rolling over in their, well, they're not dead, but, you know, in their Long Island holes. What do you mean you don't drink Diet Coke? It's great. It's delicious. It's how I live. How can I not live without a Diet Coke? I'll tell you, I want to live longer. That's how I live without it. I stopped drinking Diet Coke when I was in college. I think like my sophomore year was the last time I had it. And then I was like, nah, no more aspartame for me. I'm good. I just want to live. I want a nice, healthy lifestyle. And speaking of healthy, the finale of CarMax. You guys were like, wait a minute, I thought you got the car. I thought it was done. Oh, no. This was the final one. And boy, let me tell you, we went out with a bang on this one. So, turns out, we originally got the car in LAX, but we went to Burbank to finalize some paperwork. They're like, just take the car. We'll fix it up. Oh, because they gave us a bad car, by the way. We found that out, that they did no maintenance on the car. Fuck that place. Hard fuck you. If I could hypothetically burn down a building and get away with it, and then write a book about how I get away with it, it would be about CarMax. Wouldn't be a person. Well, you know, maybe some of the employees would be inside, but, you know, that would be more accidental. That's more of a careless act and more of what I don't want. I just don't want to see a CarMax sign ever again. Does that make sense? I don't want to kill people, but if people are in the building and they're wearing the uniform, well, guess you got to go too. We go to CarMax for the third time, my time, probably the sixth time for my girlfriend, because I went a few times without her because I'm like, I can't. All they had to do, is get the paperwork sent from LAX to the Burbank location, an email we're talking about. We're not talking about a fucking telegram. We're talking about an email. But turns out they need to send a fucking pigeon carrier with the fucking paperwork that we need to sign. Dude, when I tell you, all we had to do is sign a piece of paper legitimizing that she owns the car or whatever. They ship it back to LAX, they finalize it, it's in the system, we can technically purchase the car. All it is basically making sure that if the purchase is going through Burbank, that's all they had to do. This took, wait for it, 3.5 hours. Bro, you know what, here's the worst part. It was 100 degrees outside, so if I went to walk outside the building, not only was I in hell for being there for 3 hours, I would have physically walked out and it would have been hell. Because my girlfriend like saw that I was like boiling. She's just like, just go for a walk. And I'm like, what? And go sweat outside and find I was dying. And I'm like, I just needed a coffee at this point to keep me happy. But I couldn't believe that it was taking as long as it was. And listen, I'll say this. The guy that we worked with, nice guy. Clearly works in the wrong business. He's a good salesman. He should not be working at CarMax, because you don't need to be a good salesperson. Like I said, Best Buy, employees, that's what they all are. This guy clearly used to be a car salesman, and now he just wanted a nice, simple life, except treating us like goddamn, like I felt like I was a POW. 3.5 hours? You may as well put the music next to the same music on loop and seeing if I went crazier. But I literally was falling the fuck apart. I don't want to leave my girlfriend. She asked me to come. I'm going to do the boyfriend thing and go with her. I'm a gentleman. I'm a good boyfriend, as I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that I'm a good boyfriend, but a good boyfriend would go with their girlfriend to the car rental place when she's like, can you just come with me to finalize? Of course. We're going into hour 3. I literally thought at one point I just was hearing white noise of how furious I was. And after every 30 minutes, leading up to the third hour, I just go, they can't do this to people. Just out loud, I go, they can't do this to people. This is insane. Guess what? They're sitting there in their little fucking snack room fucking water cooler bullshit. They're like, hey, we're coming up on hour 3 on these people. I felt like I was pledging a goddamn fraternity. And guess what? I would have rather the paddle go paddle first in my ass than sit in that fucking place ever again. You see how heated I'm getting? I'm getting real hot in this. Coming up on hour 3. And I'm like, this is bullshit. The guy is like, listen, once they have it goes over there, you sign the papers, take 2 like no bullshit. He goes, just take 15 minutes. And after a certain point, I just go, yeah, no, I don't believe you. I literally said this, I go, I don't believe you. But that's fine. We appreciate your time. Thank you. We're sitting there waiting for someone to come up. They move us to another area. They're all in these little cubicle tables, right? They move us over. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where is this person? We've been sitting here for 20 minutes. This is crazy. After she like paid for her like insurance thing that she was trying to get situated. And the final thing was just signing off some papers. Bro, I look at my girlfriend and go, that's it. I'm going to the front. At this point, I only saw red. I was out of my body looking at my 30-year-old, close to 30-year-old body and just watching myself go up to the front. I go, hey, excuse me, like the fucking Karen that I strive not to be. But at this point, 3 hours, it's not a Karen move anymore. It's a I'm going to murder everyone in this building move because I was that close to punching someone in the face. I didn't care who it was. Someone was getting punched, and I don't punch people in the face ever. I've been punched in the face. I've tried to throw a punch back, never punched somebody in the face. Why? I just wasn't raised that way. But I was angry. Oh, was I angry. And I go, yeah, hi, we're waiting for the person to come have us sign the papers. They go, yeah, someone will be over there shortly. I go, how long? And then she goes, I don't know. And when you say that before you give me a time, you're fucking full of shit. Absolutely full of shit. There's no way you know what time. I don't know, like 15 minutes. And I'm like, in my head, I go, the fuck, I'm waiting 15 minutes. I go, and I just out loud, I go, this is bullshit. And there are people in line. Everyone over there freezes and looks at me. I go, you can't. And I'm literally turning in a circle because I don't know who to project my anger at this point because it's not the guy who was helping me. He was just doing his job. The other people now are basically just telling me to fuck off by not telling me a right answer. And I'm like, you can't fucking do this to people. And I'm just fucking seeing red. I literally was going in a circle like a fucking merry-go-round. But it was an angry merry-go-round. So everybody was crying. Whoever's on, you're not on a horse. You're just sitting on a bunch of thorns. Everyone, instead of horses, it's just thorn bushes that are going up and down, straight into your ass. And I'm fuming. And I see what I see in this red zone. You know, you have that little circle of red because you don't see anything else. All you see is someone's going to get hit. He calmly walks up to me, the guy who was helping us out. He goes, sir, I'm going to need you to sit down. And almost like he injected me with the crazy needle, what they do to people in like mental hospitals. I was just like, okay. I literally just went from fuck you, fuck this, I'm going to fucking kill someone, I'm going to kill everything, ha, ha, ha. Like almost like he just gave me like that nerve pinch and I'm just like, ha, I don't know what you're doing, but your voice is so soft and sweet and I feel like you can only comfort me and keep me protected. Keep me safe. You guys ever seen Artificial Intelligence when Haley Joel Osment's little robot character just like keep me safe, and that's what I was screaming my hair. I'm like, keep me safe, just get me out of here, keep me safe, get the paperwork, keep me safe. He sat me down. My girlfriend didn't say anything. I was waiting for her to fucking go off on me, being like, why the fuck did you make a scene? And guess what? In less than 2 minutes, somebody comes out going and does this whole thing. You know, I was actually about to leave for the day, but I saw that you guys were going through something and I wanted to help. Fuck you, bitch. How did you get the paperwork that fast? Oh, I know. I made a scene. And if my girlfriend literally looks over me and she goes, when we leave, she saw how fucking, I was broken. I was a broken man. At this point, my body felt like I just hit fucking level 10 of like when you're in therapy and you finally break and cry in front of your therapist, except I like screamed out everything I was fucking feeling in that moment. She goes, you know, if you didn't yell, we would have been out of here. She goes, so thanks for making a scene. You got us out of here. And I'm like, oh my God. the first time I've ever made a scene in public, and it fucking helped us. Because think about it this way. Anytime that someone makes a scene in like a public institution, like a restaurant or a business, you're like, fuck that person, make them leave, make that problem go away. I think I was the hero in the situation. Listen, not all heroes wear capes. Some of them wear snapbacks and scream in a circle like I was making some voodoo spell on everyone in the CarMax. I go, you can't do this to people. You can't do this to people. You can't do this to people. Keep me safe. And I got us the paperwork, and we got the fuck out of there. Dude, I've only gone red one other time in my life. Is when I was waiting tables. The first restaurant I ever did, it was in Connecticut. I lied about it, spilled some Cosmos on a guy's phone. First time I ever worked there. They were so rich in that area in Connecticut that they're just like, we'll just get another one. Because they could. Apparently Harvey Weinstein was a big customer of ours, but that's aside the point. People get sexually harassed regardless. We don't need Harvey Weinstein to sit there. That's like dessert at that point. You're getting your ass pinched by the fucking chef, and then you walk out and your table's Harvey Weinstein, and he just has like fucking crab meat dribbling off his lips, and he's just like, I'm a very important person. Come watch me shower. That's fucking dessert for sexual harassment. Anyways, I was working at that place. That's not where this story's going. I just felt like I needed to let you guys know that Harvey Weinstein, I was like at least this close of never getting a movie deal, but also knowing that he was probably sexually harassing every one of my female coworkers because he's a bad person. I worked at this restaurant, and my manager was notorious. Oh, God. If he could be a professional athlete in drinking Pinot Grigio, that guy would have been a fucking Golden Glove winner every year. MVP, this man, of getting hammered drunk, this old Italian man. And we'd always make fun of him because he literally would drool when he would talk to us because he got so fucking drunk. One night he's going off on us to keep, like, we're finishing up our side work. We want to get the fuck out of there. We've been there probably 12 hours at this point. And he's just like, Brad. And I'm like, what? He goes, you're doing it wrong. And I'm like, doing what wrong? He's like, you're not vacuuming right. Do it again. I go, fuck no. I go, no. I go, I'm not doing it again. I just did it. He's like, are you telling me? He's like, are you talking back to me? Like, kind of like, I mean, this guy's also like 5'1", and I'm 6'1", so... And he's drunk. He's like, ooh, you talking back to me? I go, yeah, I'm not fucking doing that, man. Like, we're almost done. We're almost out of here. He's like, oh, yeah. And I go, you know what? Fuck this and fuck you, you drunk piece of shit. Like, I'm going off. I had everything bottled up, and everyone, like, was staring at me, like, all my coworkers, because nobody has the balls to tell this man off. He goes, get out of here, fired. And I'm like, I don't need this job. I fucking did need that job so badly. And I pussied out, and I went back the next morning, begged for my job, and I got it right back. And I apologized to a man who didn't deserve it. What? Man, when you're desperate, fucking A. Man, if I could go back in time and not be living with the people I was living with and knowing that, I could just go to New York City and do exactly what I was doing, man, I would have saved myself a lot of fucking trouble. But boy, did I make a lot of money at that restaurant. We got robbed my last $1,800. I remember I got a random check from the labor department because they were able to scramble up was like $500, and I just lost my job. It was actually perfect timing. It was a blessing, even though they still owe me like $1,300. This dude who owned the restaurant like got cancered and then ran with all our money to Dubai. He emptied all the accounts, and basically we all showed up in a fucking angry rage because we didn't get paid in like a month. Even though I was making so much money, that was the one time in my life I was making so much money, and I was so comfortable because I was living rent free. That was like, it does suck that I'm not getting paid for this month, but if I was in a different situation, I would have raised hell. I was mad, but I wasn't as mad as I should have been, if that makes sense. A lot has happened. I'm so ahead in episodes at this point as far as like my weeks are going. I'm just kind of feel like I'm going backwards. Went out for that same weekend. We went to CarMax. We went out to drinks with some friends. That was a blasty blast. Lots of White Claws for you fucking weirdos who are obsessed with that shit. I drank them. So what? I'm just saying there's a difference. We go to this bar, the Harlow. What a dump of a place. I don't mind saying what it is. It's a West Hollywood sleazebag fest. It sucks. They're overpriced. The food is overpriced. The drinks are surely overpriced. And they like expect you to buy a bottle at a place that's not a fucking club. It's a rustic-looking bar. Don't call it a club because you threw a DJ in the corner. Also, we're not allowed to stand up or do anything because it's technically still not a bar. It's like the first weekend, and they're still unsure what we're allowed to do. They're like, kind of wear a mask, don't order from the bar, sit in these seats. And I'm like, what are we doing? This feels like bad musical chairs. I'm not up for this game. Nonetheless, it was my buddy's girlfriend's birthday. We celebrated. I don't know how much of this story I'm allowed to tell about, but I'll just put it this way. Someone tried to fight us. We did not fight, but they were having a good time. Safe to say I shouldn't talk about this, but all I'll say is this. I don't fight. I'm not a fighter. Let's switch topics. I'm not a fighter. I think I've been pretty honest about that because I said I don't punch people in the face. I don't fight. I think bar fights are a waste of time. Here's my theory. If you want to fight at a bar, and listen, I've only tried to get into a fight once because it was late. And I think I've told that story already about how like my friends like, oh, look at all the girls. That's the best point. If you're straight and you get in a fight at a bar, look around. There are women. And if you don't close with those women, do you know what you do? Go eat something fucking delicious. That's my advice to you. If you want to get in a fight at a bar, go eat something tasty, fucking delicious. Make sure the cheese melts in your mouth like the fucking... This is going to be disgusting. Like the dribble you want on your face from me. Oh, shit, I almost kicked my phone. The cheese on whatever sandwich you order at 2 a.m. should dribble in your mouth like the woman you want it to be, okay? You can't go down on a woman? Well, you know what you could go down on? A fat, juicy cheeseburger. A fat, juicy, wet-ass cheeseburger. Well, not wet, because that's fucking gross. That means that it's been sitting there the whole time. But a hot-ass cheeseburger. Go for a falafel sandwich. Let that hummus just fucking ooze your mouth. You know what? I wish there was phone sex operators for food. They're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to spread that hummus all over that pita. I'm like, yeah, what else are you going to do? She's like, I'm going to drizzle the tahini over every single falafel ball. And I'm like, yeah, none of them dry? She goes, none of them dry. All soaked in tahini. Oh, my God, what's that? And I go, oh, my God, what? And she goes, is that hot sauce? And I'm like, okay, be careful, though. I don't like a lot of it. And she's like, oh, no. It exploded all over the sandwich. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Because that's what you should be doing if you don't get laid at a bar. Eating delicious food. Oh, my God. It looks like I just spilled all this cheese all over these fries. It's like, uh-huh. Then what? Then I'm going to melt it. I'm like, oh, God, I need new pants. Because I'm so full from all the food I ate. Because we're having food sex operators. Food sex operators, baby. I'm going to start that business where you just decadently describe every piece of food that you could be eating late at night. Be like, hey, what's up? Oh, nothing. Just putting buffalo chicken and mozzarella sticks and french fries into some soft sourdough bread. I'm like, ooh, sourdough? That's so artisanal. She's like, I know. We're a real bougie spot. And I'm like, what else are you going to do? She's like, I'm going to panini press a sandwich. I'm like, oh, don't do that. That's so right. And she's like, I know. I mean, like, it could be a dude, too, okay? Like, yeah, sure. It could be a guy being like, oh, fuck. Because, first of all, guys who dirty talk, it's fucking gross, dude. Gay or straight, it's fucking weird to me. I've talked dirty. I don't like it. It's weird. It's fucking weird. Oh, fuck yeah. No. Oh, fuck no. Stop it. It's weird. It doesn't come off sexy. Just going, you want me to pump it into you? First of all, that's a terrible one. No one would say that. But I have a feeling like my mother's going to listen to this, so I'm being very careful of what I say. I like saying what I'm saying because I think it's funny. But also, I don't need my mom listening to this part. Skip this part, Mom, and family members who possibly listen to this. Guys who talk dirty, it's fucking gross. It's weird, dude. Don't do it. You know what it is? Guys, I feel like, if let's say it's guy-girl situation, I'm only speaking to what I do. I have sex with women. I have a girlfriend. I only have sex with one woman who is my girlfriend. There you go. She talks dirty to me, and all you do, guys, just respond. Just go, yeah. That's it. That's your only line. Anything after yeah, mute it. Hey, let me go back and edit that out. Not this part of the episode. You dirty talking guys, stop it. It's gross. So yeah, you want me to fill you up? No, I don't. You know what I want you to do? I want her to fill it up and you drink it. We're talking about it doesn't matter at this point. This is derailing. You get my point. Hey dudes, stop doing that. Don't do that. I'm getting old, man. I had that existential crisis the other day where I'm like, fuck, I'm getting old. But like, I'm also not 30 yet, so I feel like it's just my anxiety getting to that age, being like, what have you done? What have you accomplished? What are you good for? Why do your friends not call you as often? All those thoughts hit me at once, and I'm like, fuck, I'm depressed. But it's like, these are fucking little boy issues. I'm like, I'm not a kid anymore, which I want to be a kid forever because it's fun. I'm not saying I want to hang out with kids. I just want to be a kid-like person. I want to be fun. And I was just like, man, what are your hobbies? And I'm like, fuck, I don't have a lot. You know, I do this podcast. I make TikToks. I like to cook occasionally. That's harder to do when you're not feeling that great. I like cooking bad things for me, but I'm trying not to eat bad things, you know? You know, you just, it's hard to figure out age, right? I mean, because like we're just like, oh, it's just a number. And then 10 years more, it's just a number. And then you're dead. Is that just a number or you're just in the grave? You know what I mean? People get so worked up over nothing. I do too. But I like to think that since I'm so happy. It's like things like this. Like, I'm glad I'm not into politics. I'll listen. I pick my decision in my mind. But I'm not so wrapped up in it like some of these people. These people get legitimately angry over things they have no control over. Now, I do that with things in my life because I'm a narcissist. Things I'm like, oh, fuck, I wish I had that opportunity. Which is better than people arguing over rights and whatever bullshit. I feel like human basic rights, like I'm someone who's just like, listen, everyone should be happy, everyone basic rights. It's just not going to happen because it's impossible to make everyone happy, just like it's impossible for all of you to love this podcast. I accept that fact when I see about 40 of you listen to it. And I'm glad I can at least get that many people to stop what they're doing and go, huh, what does that bald piece of shit have to say about life? Not a whole lot. Just talking about seltzer maybe every episode and CarMax. But hey, that's what you sign up for. All I'm trying to say is, with age coming up, I'm trying to figure myself out. We're all trying to find ourselves in this life. Maybe you want to go to Ojai. That's what we did. We went to Ojai for our anniversary. Shout out to my girlfriend, 2 years, love you. We went to Ojai. I don't know if you guys ever been. Very pretty of a town. Let me tell you that. But what? I feel like if you're going to go to Ojai and you're not someone like me, you wear a giant hat made by Pharrell. I don't know if he makes the hats, but he certainly looks like he does with the amount of big hats he has. Everyone's wearing Pharrell hats, boots, and it's fucking 90 degrees out. What are we doing, everybody? Every other store, if it's not a nice restaurant or a winery, is a place where people buy expensive crystals. I looked at my girlfriend and go, when we get filthy rich, which we will, when we get filthy rich, I will never give business to a place like this because they're trying. There was a candle. I'm not shitting you when I tell you this. There was a candle. Listen, Gwyneth Paltrow, because this is going out to you, I'm sure, too. I don't know how much your candle is, but if it's anywhere close to this, oh, suck so many dicks. Eat them all. $60 for a fucking candle that was like this big. And if you can't see what I'm doing because you're not watching me physically, I'm using my finger span. It's not big. $60 for a candle that's made out of, I don't know, old fetuses or some shit. Why is it $60? And it smells like rosemary. Did you literally just take wax and rosemary and put it into a candle and said $60? What stupid? How far removed are you from the world where you're like, I'm gonna buy that candle? I go, babe, I don't care how filthy rich we are, we will never give a place like this business because all they're doing is just screwing rich people. And I know rich people have money and fuck them, they should spend the money. No. If you're rich, play it smart. Don't be stupid and start spending it on shit that doesn't make sense. I remember I heard an interview with Rogan about Rogan where he's just like, how much is toothpaste? $18? Are you fucking retarded? Did you never walk into a CVS before? Seriously? How much is toothpaste? $18? I don't know, Joe Rogan. Seriously, dude? Did you not walk out of your fucking cave in Texas to find out that toothpaste on average is like $5-6? What toothpaste are you using? There better be gold flakes being flossed in between your teeth to even consider that much for toothpaste. You know what? Sell Joe Rogan the $60 candle. He deserves those candles because that's the stupidest purchase of your existence. It's covered in crystals. Of course it is. Anyone who tries to tell you the crystals are important, they're as crazy and probably murdered somebody. My girlfriend has crystals. She's probably killed someone. I don't know. Maybe. Crystals are ridiculous. I go over this all the time with people. Horoscopes, crystals, candles that are $60 are all a waste of money. They do nothing. Well, candles do something, but they do nothing. If you like crystals, you might as well start buying Barbies again. It's the same thing. It's make-believe. You're telling me that a rock gives you energy to do stuff in your life? No, that's just called living and eating the right thing. Are you crazy? Crystals. Crystals are what does it. Vitamins do it for me. And they may be make-believe, but at least they're, scientifically proven make-believe pills. Crystals? There's no science behind that. Oh, cool. You dug it out of a wall? Sick. Way to damage property so you can sell it for $100 a rock. You know what? The only rock I could tell you to go buy some crack. You know what? At least that does something to you. Do you know what crystals do? They gather dust. Why? Because you throw it in some weird corner of your apartment, because you probably live in an apartment. If not, you're rich enough to have a crystal fucking yoga room. Crystals are for yoga teachers who need something to display. Kind of like when teachers put up those, you can do it posters. That's what yoga instructors have. They have 30 crystals behind them. They go, Chi, yeah, welcome to my yoga class, because she's obviously from the suburbs and also comes from a lot of money. She's like, welcome to my class. Do you feel the energy? I spent over $3,000 in rocks behind me. What are you doing? Stupid. I don't know, man. Crystals really irritate me. They're a waste of money. Just like a $60 candles. Gwyneth Paltrow, if it is expensive as $60 to get that candle that you used to have or whatever, it better smell like your pussy. That's all I'm saying. Your pussy specifically. Because that's so stupid. What? I want to get the fucking list of people from that business and find out every single person who's purchased that candle so I can actually go to every door, knock on the door, ring the doorbell if they have one, because they probably have a doorbell. They're probably rich enough to buy that, and then proceed to punch them in the face. And if they're not a man, I will get another woman to do it. I don't know. Fuck that shit. I did get the vaccine. I'm all vaxxed, baby. I probably have another week until I'm considered fully vaxxed, but we got both shots. First day wasn't so bad. Got a little headache, got a little fatigue, and then at midnight, when the clock struck midnight, broke out in chills. Hot and cold, couldn't stay under my blanket. I felt like I was sunburned, but I was feeling it. And then all day my body was achy as shit. That's what I expected. And guess what? Stop telling people what you experienced as if they're going to. If people are like, what did you experience? I'll tell you, but I'm not going to be like, and you're going to do it too. Everyone's like, oh, well, I had Moderna, so this is going to happen to you. No, it's not. You don't know how it's going to affect you. If you want to take the vaccine, great. And if you don't, well, that's your choice. I just said, screw it. I didn't get it. Knock on everything. I didn't get COVID, knock on everything. I don't really know how people get it. I mean, they say how you get it, but I really don't know. I'm not a doctor. Shout out to not being a doctor. But, I feel better. I feel more confident walking outside. I don't feel as weird, It's nice to not have to frequently wear a mask as much as I did. Play by your own rules. That's how we've been doing it. I have no bits for this other than that. I got a free donut. And hey, you got a vaccine card? Free Krispy Kreme donut. You're welcome. Yeah, I got a Krispy Kreme donut. Oh, what are you going to do? I'm going to dip it in coffee. Oh, is the coffee black? Yeah, I would never put milk in it. Oh, fuck. I need new pants. Now on to my favorite time of the podcast. It is unsolicited advice, baby. Let's start off with this one, if I can think of it. What's the most vile, disgusting thing you've ever done? What's the most vile thing? I mean, God. I'm trying to think. I mean, I've shit my pants. I think that's pretty vile. But I think everyone shit their pants at least once in their life, if not multiple times. I've shit my pants more than once. Yeah, I'd probably say the grossest thing I've done, the most vile thing I've done is shit my pants and then go to work and not shower. Because where was I going to do? I had to go be at work. I didn't shower. I threw out the underwear. I bought some emergency underpants, which were like $25 for 2 pairs of whitey tidies. Robbery. I would have bought a fucking $60 candle instead. I don't know. Most vile, disgusting thing I've ever done. Probably that restaurant in Joshua Tree. That place was disgusting. Went to a Mexican restaurant in Joshua Tree. Whoa, do they not know how to make food? Oh, my God. Taco Bell was like Wolfgang Puck compared to this shit. I love Taco Bell, but I'm just saying. We know what it is. This place, it was all frozen foods, trying to play it off as fresh, and it was dirt cheap. And I'm like, this makes sense. This is why this was so disgusting. I don't know. I really don't have an answer to that. Oh, this is a good one. Why men ain't shit. Not everybody is a scholar when they write in these questions, so I apologize for the bad grammar. Why men ain't shit? 'Cause we're not. We're pussy bitches with fucking insecurity up the wazoo. We have to constantly prove ourselves. We have to act like we're alpha or beta, gamma, delta. I was in a frat. If you want to talk about people who aren't shit, it's fraternity, guys. Men aren't shit because we are constantly feel like we need to be something we're not. And we're always thinking about impressing our peers instead of impressing the people that are important in our life. Or, I mean, like, not impressing, but being yourself. Not impressing. Impressing our peers instead of just being ourselves. We constantly have to do that for some stupid reason. We're all guilty of it. Even women, I'm sure, are guilty of it. But yeah, men aren't shit. We're pussies, dude. We are such pussies. I've seen dudes cry more and more as I've gotten older. It's fantastic. Let it out, baby. Let the tears flow, because we ain't shit. We're not. But women aren't shit either. Nobody's shit. Nobody is shit. How about that? How about that for a gender equality answer? I just think both genders are not shit, or whatever the fuck you are. Because everyone is equally a bad person. Nobody's a good person. That doesn't exist. People do nice, good things, but you cannot qualify somebody as one thing, because it takes one thing to make them a hypocrite. Nobody is shit. That's my real answer. But men aren't shit because we're pussies and we're tryhards and we're pathetic and we can be aggressive and we can do this and that and blah, 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 blah. We suck. I'll be the first one to admit that. We suck. We're not perfect. We don't care. We do care. That's your answer. How to become the person who wears the pants in the relationship? Oh, I don't know. Be the most manipulative one and have more control and power. That's how you wear the pants, if you really care about that. Which is such a thing a guy who doesn't wear the pants would say, but it's true. In order to wear the pants, you need to have the power and the control and the manipulation. You have all those things, you wear the pants. They fit perfectly. Your ass looks great. That's how you wear the pants. Make sure, excuse me, I'm not sorry. Make sure that those pants have an elastic waistband, because they're going to fit perfectly around you. Not going to be too tight if you're telling somebody what to do or make them feel a certain way or guilt them into something. Live carefree if you want to. I mean, that's kind of feel like we both are pretty carefree. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, this is the last one. This is actually my favorite one. Is food more extravagant in a quiet or blaring place? Ugh, I'm so glad you asked. Food can be extravagant in either genre of place. Let me put it to you this way. Most food that shows up in a place where they're blaring the music, they're trying to distract you from the fact that it's overpriced and not as good as it should be. And it's probably covered in butter. It's probably covered in truffle oil. And you're like, oh, this is so good. Because then when you see the bill, you're like, well, you know what? At least it was really good food. That's what we do all the time. Well, at least it was really good. It was worth spending $1,000 at this restaurant. What? That's rent. Why are you spending $1,000 at a restaurant? That might be a very poor thing to say. But you know what? No food should be worth that. Why? Because we all go to the same supermarket, and when they're ordering this cow was fed goat piss for 3 months, and that's why it's $300 for one small measly piece. Personally, when you mean blaring place, I think club type places. Catch, a roof deck of any kind, anywhere in West Hollywood, John and Vinny's, all these fucking places that blare music like you're in a nightclub, not as good of food. Way overpriced. Not that good. But in a quiet place. But I also think a loud place like, let's say you go to a fucking hole-in-the-wall dumpling place in Chinatown and they're screaming at each other in Chinese. Now that's a great place for dumplings. And it's cheap as shit. That's where you go. That when I say loud, but a quiet place, I mean, like, it could be anything. I mean, like, restaurants should be quiet because that means no one's there. But I think hole in the walls or places that, little gems and stuff are honestly some of the best food. Blaring places are like most people who drive Ferraris and wear fucking too many brand designers on them. They're garbage. They're full of shit. They're not that good. They're overpriced. And most likely, if they're driving an expensive car, they're probably returning it. Not that many people can own it if there's 1% of rich people. Does that make sense? Or there's just people who are bad with money, or they're in the mafia. I don't know. Hey, y'all. That was fun. If you have some questions you want to send to me, and by all means, bradstollcomedy@gmail.com. I'll answer your questions as long as you send them. If you liked everything, please leave a review. I think we're on iTunes now. If we're not, we're on Spotify. Love you all. And as always, bye.